All right.
That's actually live.
Yeah. Okay, I just gotta think about it's not classic.
If you need anything more, just let me know.
Okay.
I'll be around.
Yep.
I'll be the first to admit, I think these top three are relatively close. I think for me, there wasn't one that just reached out and said, I'm going to win the class hands down. But I think when you start really studying these from a market meat animal standpoint, this red weather here that I'm starting off with, I think he's just got the most product to offer. He's the widest there through his loin and through his leg, especially that top part of his hip. He's much wider there through his hooks to pins there in terms of that placement and the way he's got that width of base is much wider as well off his rear too, I think, than these top three. I think where the real sort comes into mind is these two that are in second and third. I think this weather in second's one that I'd certainly like to strengthen both of them up maybe in their top line a notch and correct them in a few places that way structurally. But from a market meat animal standpoint, I think he's the second thickest one, especially coming out of his shoulder there into the top side of his skeleton there on the back into his loin. He's one that does want to slope off quite a bit there in his hip placement, but he's got some expression of muscle. I think he's got some width of chest to him. I think that's why that one gets up into the top three and into second. The third place one, certainly like this one from just a profile standpoint, very nicely fitted one. I think this one's got some muscle shape and expression to it, just not quite as thick there, right behind its shoulder and then back through its loin as maybe the top two ahead of it. But I think these three are relatively close in terms of their body composition, the amount of muscle mass and thickness that they have. I think it just comes down to a few little things that sort them out. As we get down to the red weather that's sitting in fourth, this is one that, again, he's got some width and some muscle, big forearm, some stifle expression there. I'd just like to strengthen that one up in his top line, maybe make him a little bit more attractive from the profile. He's pretty good, though, in terms of his base width and the way he stands square to the ground. The young lady that's next there's got another one I really like from a structural standpoint, probably better than any in the top end of the class. For me, this one's just too flat and narrow and light muscle to be able to move up into the top end here, but from a profile structural standpoint, a really good one. The young man next there has got one that's got some rib shape and some thickness there through that center body. This one just, again, needs more thickness and weight on him to be a little bit more competitive in this upper end. Likewise, the young man that rounds out the class has got one with some rib shape and some volume and grow about it. Just need to see that one with a notch more width and overall thickness. Congratulations to all these exhibitors.
For Class 2, 7th place, Parker Hernandez. 6th place, Jackson Hernandez. 5th place, Emerson Lay. 4th, Jacob Taylor. 3rd, J.P. Dean. 2nd, Tristan Batterby. And in first place to win the class is Sage Prescott. Coming in the ring next will be Class 3, Ethan Botter, Carter Bello, Lowry Dean, Kylie Lewis, Kaylee Owens, Lindsey Duncan, Kendall Holton, McCoy Pollitt, Kevin Brown, and Sarah Summers. Judge, these goats range in from 71 to 75 pounds. We would like to thank the following supporters that make the Highlands County Junior Livestock Shows possible. Highlands County 4-H Leaders and Extension Office, the Highlands County School FFA Advisors, and the Highlands County School Board, the Highlands County Sheriff's Department, and the Highlands County Association of Sebring Firemen Incorporated. Also, I'd like to give a special thanks to Dr. Jacob Hines and Dr. Stephanie Kirchman. The clay for today's arena was provided by Excavation Point. I'd also like to thank Brooker Fence Company. Also, the Okeechobee Youth Livestock Show for the use of the extra pins for arena shows and large animals.
part of its leg and forearm. The young lady that's next there with this red-hipped one is one that got some rib shape and some thickness there through its loin. Again, just like to see more power in its rear end there, more muscle expression there through its stifle and lower leg to help it move up in the class today. Next one we got here, the white one, is one that's got some rib shape and thickness through its loin, just not proportional enough for me throughout. Doesn't quite balance up as nice as some of those ahead of it today. The next young man with the white one with the red cape is one that is really correct and nice from a profile. Really like that one when you get off on the side of it. It's very correct and well balanced. Just need more mass and muscle and thickness to it from a market standpoint to be able to move up. Likewise, as we get down this class, we've got some animals that are good in terms of maybe their rib shape and center body. We just need more overall thickness and muscle on that skeleton to be more competitive from a market standpoint. Congratulations to all these exhibitors.
Class 3 in 10th place is Kevin Brown. 9th place, Carter Bello. 8th place, Kendall Holton. 7th place, Ethan Bauder. 6th place, Lowry Dean. 5th place, Kaylee Owens. 4th place, Lindsey Duncan. 3rd place, McCoy Pollitt. 2nd place, Sarah Summers. And your Class 3 winner is Kylie Lewis. Coming into the ring next is Class 4. You have Garrett Prescott, Reese Scott, Savannah Scott, Aliana Bermudez, Hannah Carter, Carmen Bass, Colton Lewis, Cullen Fells, and Jessica Coughlin. Judges, these goats range from 76 to 82 pounds. We would like to thank the following supporters that make the Highlands County Junior Livestock Show possible. Supporting the exhibitor celebration dance and overall buckle banners is the Florida Farm Bureau of Highlands County. 2024 buyers dinner sponsors. We have the Highlands County Cattlemen's Association, Highlands County Cattle Women, Highlands County 4-H Foundation, the Highlands County Junior Livestock Committee, and a special thanks to the following restaurants for their assistance with the dinner: Cowpokes Watering Hole, Gator Shack, and GC Grill House. Thank you for the support for the Highlands County Fair. Remember, all GOAT exhibitors, you are asked back for showmanship. If you do not want to participate in showmanship today, please see Mr. Darren Hood in the blue shirt by the gate or Miss Kelly Prescott in the goat barn. Again, everyone is invited back for showmanship. Please see Mr. Hood or Miss Prescott if you are not interested.
A really nice weather out here in the center of the ring to lead this class off with. I think for me, just hands down, the thickest, probably one that we've seen all day in terms of overall width and dimension and muscle expression and mass. We're getting up into some heavier weights now, and this one's really good in terms of his condition and handle. And then when you get off the profile, really balances up well. Very attractive fronted one, just kind of has all the other extras that we're looking for in a show animal standpoint. Really good one to start the class off with. I think we get into second and third. It gets relatively close between the young man with the weather here, the white weather, and this red doe. I really like both of them quite well. I think they complement each other. I think for me, the young man's got one that's just a notch thicker. They're particularly right back and after its shoulder there, coming out of that shoulder, the top part of its rib shape there is really thick and muscular, projects that on back through its loin. And then when you get off from the side, I think this one's just got a notch more expression of muscle through that shoulder and forearm area. That width of chest is really good. That's why he ends up being in second. The red doe is really correct, really well balanced. Love her rib shape. She too is one that's really thick and muscular there through her loin, the top of her hip. Just like to maybe see just a notch more forearm and stifle expression in her to be able to get around that one that's in second. And fourth, young lady's got a doe that's really good in terms of her width of skeleton. She's very wide-based. She not only stands wide off her rear too, but she tracks and moves around the ring that way as well. That's an indicator she's just a naturally wide, pretty stout built, kind of a market animal. One that maybe not as thick there and as expressive in terms of muscle shape and dimension, but plenty of muscle volume there that we certainly appreciate. The next young lady with the white doe there's got one that's got some rib shape and some mass, some thickness, handles really fresh. One that maybe just not as expressive there through its stifle and lower leg to be able to move up. As we go down the class here, we've just got some that have got some rib shape to them. They've got some center body volume to them. They've got some good grow in them. Obviously, they're pushing some ideal weights in terms of their size and skeleton. We just need to see more overall thickness and width and dimension to be able to get up in the top half of the class. Congratulations to all these exhibitors.
For Class 4, you have in 9th place, Savannah Scott. 8th place, Reese Scott. 7th place, Garrett Prescott. 6th place, Colton Lewis. 5th place, Aliana Bermudez. 4th place, Hannah Carter. In 3rd place, Jessa Coughlin. 2nd place, Cullen Fells. And the winner of Class 4 is Carmen Bass. Coming in the ring now is Class 5, Robert Declan Followell, Charles Hines, Abigail Jones, Alma Saboto, Daniel Bermudez, Emery Reddick, Ellie Wack, Stacy Baker, Hannah Pearl. Judge, this is Class 5 goats. They range in weight from 84 to 86 pounds. Join us for the Highlands County Junior Livestock Auction Thursday, February 8th at 6 p.m. You can attend buyer's dinner and live auction at the Livestock Arena starting at 6 o'clock. Buyer's registration is online at hcfair.net or check in on February 8th. If you were a buyer from last year, you do not need to register again. Thank you to all the buyers for investing in our youth and the community. This year, we will have 55 goats for sale. This year, all exhibitors in the Highlands County Fair received a T-shirt, and the sponsor for that T-shirt is the Cowpokes Watering Hole and Glistens Animal Supply. Thank you for your continued support for our exhibitors. Remember, everyone is invited back for Showmanship today. If you do not want to participate in Showmanship, please see Mr. Darren Hood at the gate in the blue shirt or Miss Kelly Prescott in the barn.
Really good class here. I think on this top end, whether to start off with, boy, she gets it braced up and driving like that. Really looks attractive from a profile. Big shoulder muscle shape, really tremendous forearm in it. And then from there back, really thick and expressive there through his loin and hip and his stifle. I think just what really gets me on this one is his muscle expression is just phenomenal from front to rear. He stands really wide based, and when he's presented like that, just really looks like a show animal. The young man that's in second's got one that this doe has been one that's kind of been fighting him all afternoon here to try to show, and we worked on that a little bit here to get her out there and get her competing with these others. And I think the more you study this doe, she's one of the thickest ones in terms of right there behind her shoulder and then into her loin. Tremendous loin shape that she's got, really thick there at the top side of her hip. And she too, like our class winner, is fairly expressive in her muscle. She's hard to evaluate sometimes because she likes to swing around on him and maybe doesn't want to present herself as well as some of the others. But he stuck with it here and did a nice job of keeping her out here and getting her competitive. So he's going to earn his way into the second place here this afternoon. The next young lady's in third here is one that really like from a structural standpoint and balance. This one really, you get off to the side, big rib, big top in it. Maybe not quite the overall muscle volume and expression, particularly through that lower part of its leg. It wants to maybe stand a little narrower at times, maybe not quite as flexible as some of the others, but tremendous market value, I think, in that one in third from just a total product standpoint. The young lady that's in fourth has got this really dark-fronted doe that really has got some rib shape and some thickness there, particularly through her shoulder and coming out of her shoulder into her loin. Where she disappoints me, she just gets lower and lighter muscle there through that lower part of her leg. But I think this is an awfully good one when you study her from the shoulder back. The red is one that's got some rib shape and some thickness there in the top part of its hip. Maybe not quite as put together from a balance and symmetry standpoint, but one that certainly works well and competes out here with this class. The young man that's got the red one that comes out next is kind of like the one ahead of it. One that's really thick through its loin and top side of its hip, but maybe not quite as overall expressive there through its forearm and stifle. And again, as we work our way down this class, we get some really nice ones in terms of just their productivity and their rib shape and their volume. We just need overall width and dimension of skeleton to be a notch wider in some of these, to be wider through their chest and their rear stance, to be more competitive with the upper top end of the class. Congratulations.
In Class 5, we have in ninth, Daniel Bermudez. Eighth place, Alma Saboto. Seventh place, Abigail Jones. Sixth place, Robert Declan Followell. In fifth place, Emery Reddick. Fourth place, Hannah Pearl. Third place, Ellie Wack. Second place, Charles Hines. And to win Class 5 is Stacy Baker. Next in the ring, we have Class 6. We have Ricky Spain II, Megan Coughlin, Meredith Resser, Valerie Smithers, Hunter Gillian, and Mika Painter. These goats range from 89 to 96 pounds. We would like to thank the following sponsors, supporters that make the Highlands County Junior Livestock Show possible: the Highlands County Board of County Commissioners, Highlands County Engineering and Solid Waste Department, Highlands County Road and Bridge Department, Waste Connections, Howardson Services, Sebring Tractor Services, S.Y. Hart and Son, Sunbelt Rentals, and also Clint McWaters, who does our livestock judging clinic on Fridays. The following funds remain established in memory of our Highlands County Junior Livestock family: the Andrew Stevens Memorial Fund, Joe E. Collins II Memorial Fund, Karen McKenna Memorial Fund, Lindsay Sapp Memorial Fund, and also the Charlie Cullens Memorial Fund. Please visit the announcers table during a livestock show, the buyers table on auction night, or email highlandsjuniorlivestock@gmail.com for more information.
Probably the closest top pair we've had all day, I think, in these two. This weather that's out here, the young man has hit me pretty hard when he came in the ring. And I think at the end of the class here, he needs to win. He's the one that's got the most expression of muscle through his shoulder and stifle and forearm of anything out here. I think from a profile, he just balances up so nice and looks so correct and balanced. I think those added things that he's got going for him just help him win the class and separate this top two. The young lady's got a really high quality one sitting here in second, and probably any other class would have won, but kind of ran up against one here that gave it a run for its money. This one's really thick in terms of its top shape, really big, bold forearm in it. Really top side of that hip there is very muscular. Maybe not quite that expression through the stifle that we've got in our class winner. It's just the little things that pick these two apart, but an awfully good pair to lead this class off with. Young man in third's got one that's got some rib shape and some correctness about it. I really like that one through its front 1/3. Again, we just need to make that one just a notch thicker and wider there through its loin and hip and leg. It does stand pretty square on its feet and legs, but not the overall width of skeleton that we've got in our top two. The young lady's doe that's next there has got one that's really good in terms of its rib shape and balance. This one looks good from a profile. We got to get more mass and just width the skeleton to make that one a notch more competitive. This red dappled up spotted one here that's next is one that I really like in terms of its touch. This one's still relatively lean and good in terms of its condition for this kind of heavier weight class. One that really balances up well from a profile. For me, it just kind of runs out of gas and muscle expression there through that hind leg and lower from the stifle down. I just like to see that one much fuller and thicker there. We round out the class with a nice one that's really got some rib shape. This class is really deep all the way through. I think there's some quality market animals here all the way down the line. And this is just probably the toughest class in terms of most competitive we've seen today, this afternoon. That one's really good in terms of balance and correctness. Again, we just need to make that one wider and thicker, more muscular for a market class. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Class 6. In sixth place, we have Meredith Reeser. Fifth place, Valerie Smithers. Fourth place, Megan Coughlin. Third place, Ricky Spain second. Second place, Mika Painter. And your class winner of Class 6 is Hunter Gillian. Next in the ring is Class 7, Brianna Mendoza, Harper Holton, Levi Scott, Bailey Cruz, Shelby Cruz, McKinley Marcy, Juliana Knox, Michaela Sanchez, Emma 70, and Destiny Cook. Judge, these goats range from 99 to 106. All right, so this year, save the date, February 24th at 7:30, we have the 9th annual Highlands County Cattle Women's Run the Ranch. It is a light trail run, walk, 5K, or family fun 1 miler at the beautiful Rafter T Ranch. Entry fees are $30 for adults and $20 for youth. Please sign up by February 23rd to guarantee you a fancy race shirt. Contact Highlands County Cattle Women at gmail.com. All the funds gathered will support the youth scholarships and beef education. If you have a dark gray F-150 tag number AU5 ORN, you are blocking some people in. Can you go move your truck, please? Tag number AU5 ORN, dark gray Ford truck. Please go move it. Stacy Baker, they are needing you for the final drive. Stacy Baker, they need you at the backdrop with your class winning goat. Stacy Baker.
Really competitive class here. I think, especially on this probably top half here, we've really got the quality just as we get into some of these heavier weights just continues to get better and better. And I think we got an exceptional one to start this class off with from a profile standpoint, really good. Looks like a show goat. And then you get on top of this one, tremendous thickness and width down its top and through its loin. This one's got, one of the biggest, most expressive muscled legs that we've seen probably all day in terms of that stifle expression and forearm expression, and just really ideal from a market animal standpoint. So awfully good one to start the class off with. For me, the decision was close between second and third. I think these two are really a couple of very, very competitive ones. They're both extremely heavy muscled. They're both very thick in their tops. I think for me, it's a little things, the little details, I guess, to have to separate these two. But I feel like the one I've gotten second just a notch more correct in terms of her its skeleton. I think that one's got just a notch more strength coming out of the top of its shoulder there into its spine than the one that we've got, this Weather that stands in third. I think these two are really close. Weather in third is just tremendous in terms of stoutness and muscle feature. And for me, maybe just a little rounder, maybe not quite as correct and nicely balanced there through that front 1/3 like the one that we have standing in second is. So really close pair, though. I think these two are really high quality market animals. The red Weather that comes in fourth is another one that really meaty and thick down its top, really good through its loin and upper hip there, really stands square and wide and true to the ground. Maybe not quite as much in terms of muscle mass and thickness and width there through that shoulder as it ties into particularly right there behind the shoulder into the loin area. I think you just like to bolden that one up, make it a notch thicker right there. But really good quality one in fourth. We even get down to fifth. We've got this belted one that's really nice in terms of rib shape and thickness there, right out of its shoulder. So bold there and full and thick right there going into its loin. One that maybe just gets a little flatter and more nondescript in its leg, and that's why that Weather ends up being down the line a little bit further. As we work our way down this class, we get into some that just have got some high quality structure about them. They're good in terms of their balance and their strength of lines and all those kind of things. They just need to be massed up more and more expressive in their muscle, like our class winner here exemplifies, to be able to be more competitive on the top end. Congratulations to all these exhibitors.
Congratulations to the exhibitors in Class 7. In 10th place, Juliana Knox. 9th place, Levi Scott. 8th place, Harper Holton. 7th place, Brianna Mendoza. 6th place, Destiny Cook. 5th place, Michaela Sanchez. 4th place, McKinley Marcy. 3rd place, Bailey Cruz. 2nd place, Shelby Cruz. And the winner of Class 7, Emma 70. Coming in next is Class 8. We have Aniston Shannon, Tucker Shannon, and Kaylee Sasser. These goats range in weight from 109 pounds to 116. Just a reminder for all the GOAT exhibitors, everyone is invited back for showmanship. Again, if you do not want to participate in showmanship, please let Mr. Hood or Miss Prescott know. Everyone is invited back. Please let Mr. Hood or Miss Prescott know if you do not intend on participating in showmanship today at the conclusion of the final drive.
we get into some heavier weight ones, these three weathers are really good in terms of their mass and muscularity. I think for me, the one that's the thickest and has the overall advantage in this class and width and dimension is the young ladies' weather we're going to start off with. This one's really thick there through its loin and hip. Really tremendous amount of volume of muscle working for it. Yet at this weight, still probably the closest to ideal in terms of condition and the way it's finishing out. The red weather that's in second's a really attractive one from a profile, really good there through its front 1/3, real extended in terms of its loin and very thick in terms of that top side of its hip, really square and wide to the ground as well, and its feet and legs real correct from that standpoint. Maybe not quite as thick and full there through the stifle and as expressive there as we'd like to see, but an awfully good one in second. And the young man that rounds out the class has got one that's really pretty expressive in terms of his muscle and overall thickness. Just like to widen that one up in his skeleton, his chest floor, and get him standing out wider on his rear too. Congratulations to these three.
Congratulations to Class 8. In third place is Tucker Shannon. Second place, Kaylee Sasser. And your Class 8 winner, Aniston Shannon. Coming in the ring next is our last class of meat goats. Class 9, Margaret Stevens, Lawson Holton, and Michaela Mann. Judge, these goats range from 122 to 134 pounds.
As we wrap up our last class of heavyweights here in the market meat goat show, I think we've got a weather here that really is tremendous in terms of his width of base. You look at him right here, the young lady gets him set up. He's just so wide there, and his stance real expressive there in his muscle shape, very thick and full through from the stifle down. I really think that's where he beats this red weather. Red weather is tremendous in terms of his thickness down his top, really good to the touch. Really like him right there through his loin and upper hip. Again, I think he just gets a little flatter and narrower as you look at him there from behind, from compared to our class winner that's just so broad and stout there in its stance. The young man's got a really nice heavyweight here to round out the class. This one's really good in its rib. This one's got some tremendous width there through its loin and upper hip. Just like to give that one a notch more muscle volume there through that lower part of its leg from the stifle down. Big forearm, though. Really nice, high-quality project. Let's congratulate all three of these.
Congratulations to Class 9 participants. We have in third place, Lawson Holton. In second place, Michaela Mann. And your Class 9 winner is Margaret Stevens. All right, coming back in the ring now, we are going to start our final drive for goats. Class 1 winner was Aura Brunell. Class 2, Sage Prescott. Class 3, Kylie Lewis. Class 4, Carmen Bass. Class 5, Stacy Baker. Class 6, Hunter Gillian. Class 7, Emma 70. Class 8, Aniston Shannon. And Class 9, Margaret Stevens. Judge, this is your final drive. We will be placing a top 5. Following the GOAT show today, we will be having our Highlands County Livestock Chicken Show. It will begin at 5 o'clock, so if you'd like to stick around. Rabbits, the new guy on the mic. We have rabbits today at 5, so if you'd like to stick around, see some high-quality rabbits here at the fair, stick around and see what they got going on. If you won third place in your class, in your GOAT class, please stay close to the barn. If you were a third place winner in your GOAT class, please stay close to the barn.
Well, it's sure been a pleasure to evaluate your market goat show here this afternoon. I get I guess I call it the honor and privilege to get asked to do several of these shows across the country, and it's always good to come to a show at a county fair level and see such good exhibitors. I know we have Showmanship yet to go, but they've all been very courteous out here. They look like they've been having fun, and I tell you what, you all in the stands are probably one of the biggest cheering county fairs I've ever judged in the country. My wife's sitting up there in the stand somewhere, and I think she's just probably shaking her head saying, "Holy cow." But it's true, and I mean it. We got to thank the volunteers I talked to, coming in here. It's a volunteer deal. It's a county fair. I realize all those things, but I don't know if you get a chance to get around to many other county fairs, whether it be in this state or other states, but you don't always see this kind of participation and this kind of support for these young kids. And so Dr. Tad Thompson and I started a foundation last year, really for small ruminants, for both sheep and goats, because we have a real concern that we aren't too far away from not seeing this happen anymore in the U.S., and we don't want to see that happen. And so I invite all of you to check out the work we're starting to do at rsgfoundationinc.org. It's a 501c3 nonprofit, and we're working with folks like Brett Jennings at North Carolina University there in the extension program, that they've done a program called Leap into Sheep, and we're going to replicate that for both sheep and goats across the country to help kids get their first animal to start in on a project like this. Because if we don't, we're not going to see stands full. We're not going to see animals at county fairs, and we're not going to see kids learning and getting an experience like they're getting out here today. So I invite you to check that out. With that said, I'm going to go out and pick your top 5. And I think there's one out here that is just really tremendous. We get an honor at RSG. We stand a buck called Iconic. Iconic just sired the champion meat goat at Denver about a week ago, and I always kind of look at him as the template, if you will, for what a good market animal ought to look like, because he's sure sired a lot of them, and he's actually a clone from a very competitive wether from a few years ago. And when I look at these out here, I think there's one that reminds me of Iconic in terms of just the shape, the muscle balance, the correctness, the meat animal things that we're looking for in these meat goats, from that loin to that expression of stifle and forearm, that width of chest floor, just puts it all together in a very, very complete package. From there, I think it gets close to where you want to go in terms of second, third, fourth, fifth overall. I understand we'll bring in some of those second place ones for an opportunity to get into the top 5 here at your fair, and we'll certainly evaluate them as they come in. I think there's definitely the upper end of these classes. There's some quality out there that are animals that could be competitive at any county fair, probably win a few others if it weren't for the fact that they came today with some serious competition. So congratulations, all of you. I'll start shaking hands, and then we'll get into our showmanship here right after this.
Congratulations, Emma 70, a graduating senior, grand champion market goat. Now to replace her, Shelby Cruz. Congratulations to Hunter Gillian, reserve grand champion. Now coming into the ring, Mika Painter. Congratulations, third overall, Carmen Bass.
Colin Fell.
Coming in to replace Carmen is Cullen Fells. Congratulations, Shelby Cruz, fourth overall, Market Goat. Replacing Shelby is Bailey Cruz. There she is. Congratulations, fifth overall, Stacy Baker.
Thank you all. Thank you, Joe.
Highlands County Fair and Highlands County and Junior Livestock Association would like to thank all the GOAT exhibitors and Mr. Doug Edge for judging the show today. We will begin showmanship with our junior class, followed by intermediate and then seniors.
For showmanship, there's going to be only one class of juniors, one class of intermediate, and one class of seniors. All the individuals will come in their respective age group division, and we will pick a top 5 out of that.
This means she's back in.
Okay, here we go. We're going to start with our junior showmanship first. After we get through showing the judge, he will pick his top 5. Good luck to all the junior exhibitors. For the junior, we have Caden Albritton, Macy Folsom, Aura Brownwell, Parker Hernandez, Sage Prescott, Kylie Lewis, Kendall Holton, McCoy Pitt, Savannah Scott, Hannah Carter, Cullen Hills, Charles Hines, Daniel Bermudez, Emery Reddick, Hunter Gillian, Mika Painter, Aniston Shannon, Levi Scott, and Lawson Holton. Judge, this is your junior class of showmanship exhibitors.
Well, let's put our hands together and congratulate these junior kids for coming out. So in showmanship, I will take the longest with the youngest kids because I think it's so important that we give them a good experience out here and we make sure they're having fun. And I don't treat showmanship like a knowledge competition. So those of you in the next couple of divisions, I'm not going to quiz you about what you feed them and how they, what body parts are and all those things, so you can relax on that right now. I think FFA and 4-H has other projects where we can test their knowledge and quiz bowl and posters and other things about, those types of topics. What I am looking for is I'm looking for that 4-H'er that exhibits that animal to the best of their ability out here in the show ring. I put 100% of my criteria on showmanship. So it's head placement, it's feet and legs placement, it's the spacing that they give from the animal in front of them, their awareness in the ring of who's ahead of them, who's behind them, where they need to be, their eye contact, their knowing where the judge is at. Those are the things that I put priority on here. Is that animal relaxed? Are they trained to brace when it's time to brace? Those kind of things are what I'm looking for. And at this age, I really want to make sure they're having a good time. So I went around the ring and I just talked to the kids, as you saw there, just for a few minutes. One question I ask them all is, what's their favorite part about showing goats? And one individual, you're a 4-H'er after my own heart. It's always fun to hear what they say, and all these kids did a great job, and were very cordial and willing to talk to me, which is sometimes you don't find. The kids get a little nervous or what have you, but this group's very outgoing. I can tell they're getting a lot of good help back there in the barns and from the volunteers and parents and other siblings. That's always encouraging and good to see. I said I'll go out here and I'll rank them in the top 5. I think there's one individual out here that just does a tremendous job and really pays close attention to where they're at in the ring, where I'm at in the ring, how their animals set up, their feet and legs. I don't really care if you smile all the time or not. I know mom and dad sometimes say, don't forget to smile at the judge. Well, it doesn't really sway me one way or another. I want you to be friendly. I don't want you to look mad at me, but that's not one thing. But this individual does have a good smile, and the coolest thing I think I've ever seen in a show ring, she actually has earrings that match her number, that match her animal's ear tag. Young lady, you're going to be the champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Mika Painter, 2024 Junior Showmanship Champion.
For reserve and second overall, just so happened these two are right next to each other, and you just saw this young man pull his weather out and get it right back in line because it got a little disrupted there with her coming out. Young man number 103, you're going to be reserved. Congratulations.
Congratulations, reserve grand champion Hunter Gillian.
Third overall is going to be a young lady I think just does a really nice job in terms of getting her knee set right in terms of that animal's front end. Really has very good control and poise out here in the ring. Number 213, you're going to get here in the top 5.
Congratulations to Kylie Lewis, third overall.
For fourth overall, I think it starts getting a little closer between some of these exhibitors, but they all do a really, really good job out here. Young lady right out here in front of me with the tag 92 is going to be in the top 5. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Sage Prescott, fourth overall.
To round out your top 5, I think there's several out here that are worthy and have done a nice job all day of competing and showing very well. I think for me, it just comes down to who's really kind of paying attention and intense and really watching what's going on out here in the ring. Young lady number 417, you're going to round out our top 5.
Congratulations to Aniston Shannon, fifth overall. I'd like to thank Doug Edge for coming and judging our show for the juniors here. Everyone, you may exit.
Once our juniors exit, we'll be starting our intermediate showmanship.
As soon as the juniors exit, we will begin our intermediate showmanship competition. Emerson Lay, Tristan Batterby, Ethan Balder, Carter Bello, Lowry Dean, Kevin Brown, Sarah Summers, Garrett Prescott, Reese Scott, Aliana Bermudez, Carmen Bass, Colton Lewis, Alma Saboto, Ellie Wack, Meredith Reeser, Harper Holton, Tucker Shannon, Margaret Stevens, and McKinley Marcy. If you are driving a white Dodge 1500 with license plate Z43CGT, please move your vehicle. Tag number Z43CGT, white Dodge. Please move it. 1500.
Let's put our hands together for this intermediate division. So I hope some of the younger exhibitors are still around the show ring. As you move up, hopefully you're watching some of the older kids show and the little differences here. One of the things that, as a judge, that when I'm coming around the front of the animal, I want you to back off that animal so I can see the front of the animal. And we're not doing a lot of that here this afternoon. The young lady right in front of me, you did it every time. Congratulations, you're going to be the winner.
Congratulations to Harper Holton, intermediate grand champion showman.
So making sure you know where you're at in the ring and where the judge is, and to get off that front end when they're walking around the front. And then when I'm on the opposite side, you want to switch sides and be on the other side of them so I can see that animal's profile no matter where I happen to be walking at in the ring. So we want to make sure we're moving from side to side on those animals. We're getting back off of them so I can see the front end, and you're making sure those feet and legs are placed properly. Probably somebody that's always got the feet and legs placed correctly every time is this young lady right here, and she's going to be second.
Congratulations to Margaret Stevens, reserve grand champion.
Next young lady in line is does a really nice job of staying poised out here in the ring. She's one I would just like to see you move more back and forth and show off that front end, because you got a real attractive front end animal. And so step back to the side and let us see that animal. You did an excellent job, very calm, cool, and collected out here. You're third overall. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Carmen Bass, on third overall intermediate showmanship.
Next young lady in line, if you haven't figured it out by now, I've got them in order the way I like them. She's doing a really good job out here, very intense. She really pays attention to where I'm at in the ring and always does a nice job of keeping that animal set up. Congratulations. I think for me, it gets really close with some of the rest of you out here in the ring. But as I was testing you, this young lady just there at the end, when I walked around that animal, you got back off, you showed that front end. You did something that our champion did. Maybe not always perfect in terms of feet and legs placement, but I want to congratulate you. You're very intense out here. Really good competitor. Congratulations.
Congratulations, fourth overall intermediate showmanship, Sarah Summers. And congratulations to fifth overall, McKinley Marcy. Congratulations to all the intermediate exhibitors. And our last division of showmanship will be our seniors, Peyton Turner, Jacob Taylor, JP Dean, Jessa Coughlin, Stacy Baker, Megan Coughlin, Valerie Smithers, Brianna Mendoza, Bailey Cruz, Shelby Cruz, Julia Knox, Michaela Sanchez, Emma Seveny, Destiny Cook, Kaylee Sasser, and Michaela Mann.
And Ricky Spain.
And Ricky Spain as well.
Our senior showmanship, the competition gets a little more heated here with years of experience and just competitiveness. I think by the time you get to this age group, there's some really competitive showmen on the rail here that didn't get pulled in, but these five, I think, do an exceptionally good job. Not to take anything away from those of you that didn't get pulled in, but if you look at just the intensity and how these all happen to be young ladies are working these market goats out here, they're just doing an exceptionally good job of making sure that they're presented well, their feet are placed properly. It's the little things too that I noticed that it's getting their ears up. It's it's making them just look their very best out here. And as I said earlier in the other two rounds, I don't ask them any questions about body parts or feed rations or anything like that. I'm really looking at 100% of how well they present their animal to me out here in the show ring. For me, I think there's one that does it exceptionally well, and I test that a little bit by trading animals with the other exhibitors here, to see, can they make the one that they're not used to working look as good or maybe even better than the showman that was on them before. And this individual not only did that, they really made that animal look almost as competitive and as good as the one that they've got their hand on. And I think that's what's really impressive about this individual is they can take one they're not used to working with or someone else's animal and make them look extremely good. So I'll go out and start shaking hands in the order that I like them. Again, let's congratulate all these senior exhibitors for being out here and competing.
Congratulating to our graduating senior, Emma 70, Grand Champion Senior Showmanship. Congratulations to Michaela Sanchez, Reserve Grand Champion Senior Showmanship. Which one's that? Which cruise is that? Congratulations to Shelby Cruz, third overall Senior Showmanship. Who's that? Not sure. Not sure. I don't know. You did one of these. I don't know. I know. Well, congratulations to Kaylee Sasser, fourth overall. And congratulations to JP Dean, fifth overall Senior Showmanship. Congratulations to our senior exhibitors. And thank you, Judge Doug Edge, for coming down to Florida to sort our market goat show. Stick around. We got a rabbit show coming up next for everyone that is excited to see some hippity hop bunnies.